President Donald Trump is pressing hard to strike a deal to end the war in Ukraine, but that speed is raising alarms in Kyiv and across Europe. Leaders joined Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy at the White House, hoping to keep Trump from giving away too much to Russia. This comes just days after Russian President Vladimir Putin rejected a ceasefire in Alaska. Here's what we know now. What's fueling Trump's rush for a peace deal?
Well, obviously, the cost of this war, the human costs, are quite serious. I'm sure that weighs on President Trump's mind. But he's also waging a very public campaign to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And this peace accord in the Ukraine-Russia war, that would be Exhibit A in his submission. He said today, he was caught on a hot mic saying that he believes that Vladimir Putin wants to have a deal for me, that is for Trump, which is quite a stunning perspective for an American president to have.
What are European leaders and Zelenskyy most worried he might concede to Russia?
There are fears that Trump won't insist on a ceasefire before peace negotiations. That's seen as important to Ukraine. It gives a big advantage to Russia if there's no ceasefire and the peace negotiations start. There's also concern that Trump will insist on land transfers, transfer of Ukrainian land to Russia, including some territory that Russia has not yet won on the battlefield.
What is Putin's biggest goal and Europe's biggest fear?
Putin's biggest goal is to drive a wedge in the NATO alliance, the alliance of Western powers that has existed really to hold Russia in check since the end of World War II. And that is also the greatest fear of these European leaders. And that's the reason that we saw this unprecedented number of presidents and prime ministers coming over from Europe on a moment's notice to participate in these talks at the White House.